Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to chat about the future of Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings. Now, if you've been watching the channel, this has definitely been a game that I am so excited to get showing more of on the channel, and we're going to be doing a lot of content for it in the future on the channel. We've got armies getting prepped to get on the tabletop to show you this game in action, but in the meantime as well, we'll be doing our Getting Started series and all of that sort of stuff we do for other games like Age of Sigmar and 40k and Warcry for Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings. While we're at it as well, in the description of the video, you will find a Conquest Last Argument of Kings discount code that'll get you 10% off all your Conquest purchases from the Para-Bellum Games E Shop. That'll go towards helping the channel continue to provide with Conquest Last Argument of Kings content and help us keep doing what we're doing. With that said, this video, we're going to take a look at a little graph sort of put together by members of the community talking about all the things that are coming and all the armies we can expect. Para-Bellum Games and all the designers and everyone involved with the game has been really open about how the future of the game is going to look. They've mentioned other factions and stuff like that, and that's exactly what we're going to look in this video today. So without further ado, let's get cracking in. Let's chat about this new factions that are coming and all of that stuff, and let's have some fun, some speculation, and let's get ready to enjoy what I really think is one of the most interesting narratives in wargaming at the moment. And so this is a piece I've seen posted on a bunch of things, especially when we started talking about, factions that are coming, factions that are out, and it got posted into my Discord server the other day as well. I'm not sure who actually created this, so whoever did actually create this, whether this is actually from Para-Bellum themselves, who knows, but this is really interesting. So, first of all, we've got confirmed models and or artwork revealed for these particular factions. We obviously know the 100 Kingdoms. These are our sort of generic humans within the setting. The Dwegholm, our Dwarden or Dwarves or whatever you want to call them. Man, I said Dwarden first. I've been playing Age of Sigmar a lot. So these are the cool, like, fire-inspired dwarves. The Wadrun, our amazing orcs that ride dinosaurs. This is by far my favorite faction that's out. The spires there as well, our weird sort of flesh-crafted creatures that the elves that call themselves the spires make an army out of. The Nords, our really cool take on the Valhalla mythology. And then, of course, we've got Old Dominion, which is like some weird thing that sort of was the 100 Kingdoms and sort of controlled them, and, you know, the Waidrun are apparently running from. The City-States, which is much more, I guess, more human style stuff. Again, 100 Kingdoms, slightly different to them. And then the Weaver Courts as well, which is another version of the Spires creatures that came from the other planet and whatever happened. The Weavers are, you know, the idea that's given behind them is they are the settings, quote unquote, wood elves. And so they're the ones we know about. And so this is got two other things. So first of all, Word of God, verbally confirmed by devs, but no art models seen at all. And then we've got implied, no confirmation, but implied through fluff or narrative. And so let's have a look. We've got the Quiet. These are the working class spires, the ones that live underground and toil away day after day. Meanwhile, all the, you know, the nobles and all of that sort of control everything that happens within that society. So it'd be really interesting to see what happens with the Quiet, whether they sort of rebel and sort of try and take over the Spires and become a faction of their own. And then we've got the Scalios or Umbra, Scalios and Umbra, the two dragons who do not give up their immortality. So this could be pretty cool. Could we be seeing like dragons or something like that? We've got the Dwarves, those who refused the Horseman War. So actual true dwarves could be really interesting. We've got like the Dwegholm and stuff like that, but what would like true dwarves be that it's different to like Dwegholm? What exactly could that be? We've got Egyptians, not as overt or cliche as the usual Egyptian armies, so pretty sure that's a stab at Tomb Kings there. This could be a really interesting one, like using that sort of, you know, the mummification and the pyramids and the sort of pharaoh, the god incarnate creature. The Egyptians could be really interesting to sort of see how they go. And how they sort of, I guess, change that aesthetic and make it something unique and their own. That's certainly been something that Para-Bellum have really done with a lot of the factions throughout the game. They're all sort of, like the Wydrun are orcs, but with massive quotation marks either side of that, and definitely their own thing with the Dino Riders and stuff like that. And then we've got the Judeo-Christian Apocrypha. This is just interesting, like where and what exactly that would be. And then we've got other sort of major, I guess, real world sort of things that's maybe blending into different armies. So Chinese, Zulu, and Maori. I'm really excited to see what Maori sort of things they're going with. And then we've got a high Asgard Hell sort of aspect as well. This is going to be maybe something connected to the Nords, and maybe, be something actually exists from that fantasy that the Spires and the Weavers created. We've got an Arabic sort of themed army where elemental sorcerer god king elemental sorcerer gods, god kings meet June. This would be really interesting to sort of see, maybe an elemental style army. And then we've got the Cthulhu Famines Fishmen. Lovecraftian and deep sea horrors, likely the same faction. And that is put down in the notes down below. So we've got the first note where combined culture factions mentioned. So listed factions may be part of the same force or as opposed to two separate factions. And note 2, Benin, Songhai, and Mali confirmed as influences for one faction. And so, that could be like the Chinese, Zulu, and Maori all sort of maybe combined into one faction, which could be really interesting. Also, like Games Workshop definitely did that with the Lumineth race, where they sort of brought in like some Middle Eastern aspects, the traditional sort of high elf look, adding in some like Tibetan and Nepalese aesthetics, along with some Chinese and Japanese aesthetics to the new Lumineth Realm Lords, and it really created something really unique. So it could be really interesting, like blending multiple cultures into this one sort of amalgamation of them all to create something truly unique. And so these implied factions as well, we've got the Keltoni, a Celtic faction, or Celtic faction, however you like to say the word, often allied with the Weavers. This is really interesting, like this would definitely be right up my wheelhouse. I'm a massive fan of like Wood Elves and stuff like that from Warhammer Fantasy, so this is definitely hitting on my nail. The Weavers by far are the faction I'm looking forward to seeing more of and seeing actual models of the most. What's under the grasslands? Apparently maybe like some technologically advanced city of Molemen or Queen of the Ant People. Something's under there. Who knows? Like Ant People could be really cool. Like insectoid races are something that is not done enough in fantasy games, so I'd love to see some. Mercenaries, sellswords, and dogs of war. Probably taking this straight from the book of like Warhammer games, where dogs of war were like these mercenary warbands. Could be really cool for creating some cool characters within the narrative. And the Living Dead are distinct from the Old Dominion. Ghouls confirmed, zombies likely, because of course, like the Old Dominion is like some sort of weird undead faction, and so the Living Dead could be really interesting as well. But this is interesting to sort of see where like Para-Bellum are going with all these different factions. They say they've got a big plan, and I'm really excited to see where we go with Conquest. It's a great game. I can't wait to show more of it off. We've got a discount code in the description of the video, so you can get a discount and help support the channel at the same time. And also, like, I just can't wait to play more and see more of this game and all the narrative that's coming out. What do you think of all of these? Which one has tickled your fancy? What are you excited to see? Let us know in the comments below. Well, that's the end of the video. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, while you're at it, if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the description of the video to our Discord server. Also, linked in the video's description, you'll find links to our Patreon and YouTube members where you can help support the channel in other ways as well. And you get a special shout out at the end of the video, as well as YouTube members getting some cool emojis to use during our live streams on YouTube. We'd like to give a special shout out to everyone who helps support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members. So a special shout out to Christian Weir, James Soren, Cowspawn, AJC, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shop First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nielsen, JJ, Austrian Average Wargamer, Domir, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Steve T, The Real Zeok, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, and Wolfric Nick. And a special thanks to, first of all, Lady Witch Fox Art, who does all the amazing channel artwork for us, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing background work for the Discord server. Once again, everyone, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.